I remember George's instructions, which come to mind. I want a mean bug. and so we gave him a mean bug, and I think a very smart decision was made to modify the mean bug into Hugo. That was much more lovable. The wonderful Jim Henson, who created the Muppets, was a fan of my clothes, and his daughter Cheryl was a friend of mine, and she was working with the Muppets, and we got Cheryl Henson to come into the picture, and the first Hugo was actually made at the Muppet studio. It was a magic effort.
Alex Julian sent me the graphic, and the two-dimensional design of the Hornet already existed. So to me, the assignment was build a costume that is of this character. And that character had enormous wings, very big shoes, and very big hands. So it was definitely a cartoon kind of a Hornet. Anytime you are building a mascot, it's about character, right? But we're also going off of a graphic that was already designed. So I would never say that I designed Hugo. I translated the graphic Hugo that was already designed into a three-dimensional physical character. I think when you look at that two-dimensional graphic, it has personality. You know what it's gonna do. You know, it's a sassy little buzzy little Hornet. You know, he's gonna go around and try to zap people. So I feel like when you build a character, to build it off of a illustration, that's great fun. It's like, how do you make this 2D thing three-dimensional? The opening game, the fans were pumped for anything. It was so exciting. I mean, people are literally in black tie. I mean, where people are in gowns, and they had fireworks, and then Hugo comes out and he's dancing and he's like, choo choo choo, and he's egging the fans on. It's so fun.
Say hello to Hugo! Hugo, the Charlotte Hornets official mascot. Go get him, Hugo!
1988, my roommate in college got the job as a Phoenix Suns mascot. So I found out about a job position opening in late in 1990 season. They were going to replace Hugo. So I never thought about it till he got the job in 1988, but once that opportunity came along, I thought it might be something fun to do for a few years, like he was doing in Phoenix. I hadn't done this before, so I kind of had to figure this out along the way, but you kind of have to feel the way the crowd is going and have somewhat of a pulse on what's going on in the game. So there's a lot of things that make your decisions on what you're going to do, what you're not going to do, but the energy from the crowd is awesome. Each night it was still very energetic, electric in the arena. I'd look up in the middle of the court before the game started and see every single seat all the way to the rafters sold out. And it's a Tuesday against a team that nobody even knows anything about from the West Coast, but people wanted their basketball, and it was exciting. When you put the costume on, you kind of feel a little bit like you can do anything, and then later on in life you figure out you pay for it, but it was a lot of fun to do while we were doing it. Once I got here and saw what the Hugo costume was like, it was a mainstay look just like the logo, but I thought there's a lot of other athletic things I can do that this is going to limit me in.
I think I was overly ambitious on the size of the wings. I think the wings, they look so beautiful. I love those wings, but they're hard to move in. And so I think probably the wings should have been smaller, yeah. But they look good, right?
So I said, what if we had a type of super character? So between myself and our team and the people that made the costume up in New York, we collaborated on some type of a Superman type, spandex, face covered character. And then we introduced it with changing in a phone booth, kind of a la Clark Kent, and got changed and came out. But everyone consistently thought that there was two separate guys doing it. So we would make announcements that Hugo and Super Hugo are one and the same, but some people still didn't believe it or understand it. Even the referees would ask me sometimes, when's the other guy coming out to dunk? was a lot of fun, and our team really focused on the fan experience. And from the moment they came in the doors, and I know a lot of teams focus on that now too, but we were, I think, at the forefront of that. And the fun thing for me that is Hugo was a big part of all of it. So I had my hands in almost every timeout, all the things we did off the court. So it was kind of like an embodiment of the team. The way I remember him, and I think a lot of people remember him, is kind of a fun, friendly fan favorite that was out there to try to have people get more enjoyment out of a basketball game. That was my whole job, was to bring more fun to an event that is supposed to be fun anyways.